All right, check it out. So right about now, we're going to try something. Let's see. Hello. Can you hear me, Con?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
All right, here we go. Check it out. So right about now, we're here live at KHDC, Radio Bilingual Network Studios. And on the air, we have Con calling us from Santa Cruz. He has a project he's been working on. He just released it called Code Switching. So want to, pretty much congratulate you on another release, man. I mean, it's always a pleasure to listen to the caliber of music and the message that you're putting out there. And so along those lines, I know that you've also been organizing a lot of different events, and I want to say thank you for, bringing out La Sofa Queen, for bringing out Soular, for the collaborations that you've been working on with some of the folks out here, for inviting me out there, man. I mean, it's all love on my end. So it's an honor to have you here on the airwaves with us tonight, bro. How are you?
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate the welcome. I'm doing good. Just hanging in there, man. Just killing time at home right now, trying to stay away from that outside world as much as possible, which feels weird, but this is a cool way to tap back in.
Right.
So, yeah, thanks for having me.
No doubt, man. I mean, I kind of want to get into a full conversation here. Usually when I have folks here in studio with us, we kind of are all over the place in terms of, just checking in from a human perspective, just how are you? And I think right now it's super crucial to be able to connect with folks, essentially on that level, man, just that very basic, just how are you doing type of thing. Because I know that you as a person, there's a lot of different layers to you, and one of the things you do is you work with youth, kind of teaching or practicing your craft within the school system. So with all that in mind, kind of wanted to get your perspective on pretty much that whole aspect. And then I know that right now with everybody, staying at home, with schools closing down, that's heavily affected you. So with all that in mind, I mean, just want to give you the opportunity to share your story with us, bro.
Yeah, sure. It's a trip, man, because I'm an educator and I work in the school system. I work 4 days out of the week. I'm in San Jose, in the high school district in East San Jose. And then once a week, I'm usually down in Santa Cruz doing the arts integration class. So I jump into classrooms in alternative high schools, and I make a artistic and collaborative lesson plan. And it's been crazy because since this happened, I've been able to do a little bit of online work, coming up with some online activities for students to do. But ultimately, everything else has stopped, and we're probably going to have to stop our program for the rest of the school year because it heavily relies on me, coming to the class, and that's not a possibility right now. So it's a trip, all my work has stopped, all the shows we had planned had to be canceled or postponed, and even things like radio interviews, I would be there in person, but calling in. And with Nazio as well on Wednesday back.
Yeah.
A few other things. It's a trip. It's everything's come to a halt in a way.
Right. Well, hopefully, I know that he's done it many times where he's able to get folks here on the airwaves through just regular phone call.
Right.
A lot of the folks
I'm probably calling in actually this Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, because I know that it was in our plans to have you here live in studio not too long ago, and that was going to be a similar weekend to La Sofa Queen releasing her album release. Richie Cunning doing his 10-year anniversary for Night Train. Yeah. I mean, it was so much things going on. And so with all that in mind, I know that you definitely stay active, but I mean, have you been able to leverage technology? I know that right now, one of the folks on the IG Live is asking about distance learning. I know that there's a lot of folks that right now are changing it up to using Zoom or using Google Hangouts, things of that nature.
Yeah, that's right. So the schools I work with are having to do distance learning, and I've been able to come up with a couple of those plans for the teachers, but it's really particularly difficult with the students I work with because I work in alternative schools, and these are students who have their own particular, sets of needs and have certain kinds of lives. So, what's going on right now for a lot of teachers is basically half their class is checked out completely. You feel me? It's hard to keep them in touch and keep them connected with school. And a big piece of that is just having them there at the school. So it's particularly a specific struggle for kids in that non-traditional high school setting,
Definitely, man. I mean, that's, I think, one of the aspects of like being able to connect, kind of like what I'm trying to allude to right now, is definitely just checking in with folks and kind of like being on that more personal level, you know, seeing how we're actually doing. And I think, like, even for myself, the work from home kind of aspect experience, it's like, yeah, you get to talk to people, you know, even over a digital filter, but sometimes people don't turn on the camera, and or you just can't really read the nonverbal communication, you know. So with all that in mind, I mean, I'm actually being brave tonight, and I'm flipping the camera around on my IG live feed. I usually just point it at the computer screen, so hopefully I don't scare folks away. I do got that face for radio, and that's kind of the whole, you know, self-consciousness aspect of it. But I mean, I think that's something that's going to be shifting here, our whole society. You know, it's like more and more, it's pushing us to be able to use technology and collaborate remotely, you know, and I think it's going to show us that a lot of the things that we depend on, it's just going to have to shift a little bit, man. So hopefully it's not for too long, because I know that a lot of folks depend on this, you know, for whether it be for recreational or whether it be for a living, you know. I mean, a lot of folks are making a career out of, you know, the after school program / just like the ed tech world, where you don't go traditional, you know, you go and you teach a specific skill set, man. So much love going out to you, man. I mean, is there anything that we can do to support you? I mean, I know that you have a Bandcamp. I know that you have Instagram. You want to let folks know how they can find you?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's been really nice just seeing homies and fam and fans just jump in to really support in this time and make sure they cop the album or get a physical, and it's been a really great response. You know, you can stream you can follow me on Instagram at jkhan, though, at letter J KHAN _ though, and that could get you connected with you know, all of my different streaming and my website where the CD is sold and everything. Con209.bandcamp.com. If you are someone who doesn't use social media, you could always hop on there.
Nice.
Plenty of music for sale and just to check out and stream.
Right. I mean, like one of the beautiful things about Bandcamp is that you can listen to the whole thing, you know, before you decide to commit to it. So, I mean, me personally, I'm a big fan of your work, bro. I know that you recently worked on code switching. So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, what was some of the most rewarding aspects of it and or the more challenging aspects of it?
Word. So code switching is technically it's my first LP. I've dropped a couple EPs, but it's my first LP, and I'm really happy about the project. I was able to put on all these different producers who I've been working with over the last several years, like All Right and Kai, Brycon, my homie Tapley, and even Space Cadet, my homie Space Cadet. It's been a long time coming collaboration there. So yeah, it's been cool. I'm really some of my proudest moments on this album are some really dope collabs. I collabed with 1AM and Nexus, which I usually do, you know. But I also was able to get Equipto from San Francisco. We did a collab, and I was able to collab with Masta Ace.
Yeah.
From Brooklyn, and that was just an amazing, like, I almost can't even describe. It's just a trip to say that I even did that. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's definitely one of my more favorite tracks on that project right there, bro. So tell me a little bit more about the Masta Ace collabo, and then also really quick, what's the name of the track, the one with Equipto?
Yeah, so the one we did with Equipto, was me and Nexus. We did a track called Lost Souls, and that was really cool. It's kind of like a hip-hop anthem for me. It's like paying homage to the four elements, the original elements, and looking back to the past. And then we get the OG Equipto coming in and kind of guiding us into the future with his lyrics. So it's a really dope track.
Dope, man. Yes, that one. I know I played it recently. I'm trying to find it in my history here so I can play it again tonight. But for sure, I want to learn about the Masta Ace one because I'm a big Masta Ace fan as well, bro. So big ups on that collaboration right there. I mean, that's a big name to put on a local project, so to speak, bro.
I know. It's crazy. It's like, wow. That was just a blessing of an opportunity. So Masta Ace and Marco Polo, his producer, they came down here to the Bay Area to do a show. And was at like Sonoma State. And I know a producer who knows the guy who was putting the show on. And I hit him up, and I was like, yo, like, what's going on with that? You know, if Masta Ace and Marco Polo are in town, let's bring them down. I was trying to bring them down to, like, Central Coast, you know, Santa Cruz or something.
Right.
Because it's like, you know, they don't come out too often. So,
well, yeah, I mean, being all the way out on the East Coast, it's a long drive, so to speak.
Right, exactly. And, so it's a lot to bring them out, right? So I'm like, this is a cool opportunity. Let's see if we can plug them down into Central Coast. And the homie was like, yo, like, they're only going to roll through for that one day for that show. They're flying in, doing the show, and flying back the next day, so there's no room, you know? But he was like, you know, I could talk to Ace and see if he wants to do a collab. And I was not even expecting that, you know? And I was like, what? Like, that sounds dope. Like, let's talk about it. So basically, we connected through email, and we discussed some ideas for a track, and I've sent some beats and some concepts. We settled on one, and then the cool part is we actually got to meet up. We linked up in the studio the day they rolled through.
Oh, wow.
To do the session. So it wasn't like it was just an online thing.
Right. Like, that's actually what I was thinking, is that maybe you guys just worked online through, like, you know, emails or something like that. But all this was in person then.
Yeah, exactly. We got to link up. The homie helped set up a studio sesh at a home studio that he knew about up there near Sonoma State. It was in, I believe, Santa Rosa, something like that. It's a nearby town. So yeah, we met up with Ace right there, me and Nexus.
Nice, man.
We got to talk with the cat and just, you know, really build. And that was just an honor that was, you know, put into my path somehow. It was crazy. It was dope. He's a really cool, humble, amazing artist.
Definitely, most definitely, bro.
So sick to see him just recording his verse and everything. Just be a real pro at work.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Got to learn a little bit about the game from him too. You know, it was dope.
So a lot of blessings there with being able to collaborate with. I mean, that right there, from my perspective, you know, it's somebody that's been rocking for decades, and so you know, it's like to work with a legend like that. I can only imagine, bro. So again, big ups. I know that we've been here talking for about 15 minutes or so. So what do you think we get into that song right there? It's called School, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool, man. So for all the listeners out there, we're currently doing a spotlight here on J Kondo is his Instagram name. His name is actually Kondo. So just Kon, Khan, if you want to look him up. 209khan.bandcamp.com is where you can find his latest project. It's called Code Switching. And this right here that we're going to play is called School, featuring legendary artists by the name of Masta Ace, and of course another hometown hero called Nexus. So Kon, Nexus, Masta Ace here, a track called School. Keep it locked. 831-758-5432 are the numbers if you want to give us any feedback. Check me out on Instagram Live tonight at EME7. If you want to jump on there, you can see a little bit of the behind the scenes to what goes on here with a Saturday session. All right, once again, much love going out to everybody. Keep it locked, y'all. Kon, stay on the line, and we'll be right back. Check it out.
Yeah.
Masta Ace, Nexus, Kon, CFC. They say knowledge is the key, I'm just trying to find a lock. Stuck in this hard place, trying to find a rock. Started at the bottom and I'm trying to find the top. Lot of fake thugs, I'm just trying to find a pop. Pages in the good book, hand on the Bible. Semi-Glock 9 in the hand of a rifle. Lesson on the board, tell me what you gonna do now. Never will you learn, man, it seems like it's futile. Everything you about to be is outlined in chalk. You can get erased, man, they're not trying to talk. Corner of the classroom, giving you a choice. Wanna be heard, I'm just giving you a voice. Life is a test, you're just looking for the answers. Make no mistakes, you don't get a lot of chances. Everything you need isn't written in the book, but if you're blinded by the streets, you don't even wanna look. Yeah.
I feel you, man.
I keep my ears to the street, heart on the beat, keep my business discreet, and I don't sleep. The east side of Long Beach is bullets and concrete. Grew up police and motherfuckers that won't beat. It's been a long, hot summer in the LB, but it helped me acknowledge that moderation is key. So go to college, get that education and degree, or become a patient from an operation with the heat. Having revelations during ghetto surgery. hesitate, you'll probably get murdered during a burglary. Using disposable arts as a form of currency. Sitting on chrome, even though y'all never heard of me. Killing microphones for me is common courtesy. Good old love is beautiful, no insecurities. Feeling like I've been killing this mic for an eternity. Guided by a light that infinitely burning me.
My task is educate y'all.
I'm trying to come up from a school grant, flip it to a business, yeah, kinda like a few packs. I'm like, yeah, my boy grew that. Now my phone's blowing up, so I'm feeling like a cool cat. True that, but I be about my studies. Yeah, stay awake, writing papers, what you want from me? Late nights, but I'm high, feeling lovely. Back to the grind, sipping chai, reading something. Yeah, I'm trying to make it out with some money, so I never say no from my clients to my cutties. Word up, my parents gave me this chance. They said to get an education, maybe you can advance like civil rights. Shout out the black and the brown, who won this right before my peoples came around. Word, this is my escape from the jakes and snakes. I went to school and I'll do just whatever it takes. Learning from the true masters, just like Ace. The kids caught slipping never get to see this place. It's called school.
My task is educate y'all. My task is educate.
Yes. So right about now, we're doing this thing live and direct, coming at you on Instagram Live. EME7 is where you can find me. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in on that right about now. And on the signal, we also have a caller by the name of Khan, and he's actually the artist behind that track we just listened to. That right there was called School featuring Masta Ace and Nexus. Khan, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool, man. So right about now, we're listening to the smooth sounds of Dylan Shakib. His former name was Dip Makes Sound on Instagram, and he is continuing to put out heat. So I figured, got to show love to all these local producers and everybody out here that's putting in work, keeping this culture alive, y'all. All right, man. So with all that in mind, elephant in the room is everybody's on a shelter-in-place ordinance, and we're trying to figure it out and make the best of it, bro. So what's your secret? How are you staying sane these days?
Man, usually whenever I face a difficult time, I dive into creativity. Dive into like your craft, your passion, and keep yourself busy doing that. I've been making like one song a week at least throughout this, and just writing and stuff.
Word, man. So that's definitely something that we need to do, right? Like, not just kind of shut down, but definitely find ways to stay creative and keep finding creative outlets for that matter.
Yeah.
So
Taking advantage of the less structured time, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Just doing my thing, cooking a lot, and trying out new things in the kitchen and things like that. Taking care of ourselves is most important.
I think that's definitely one of the things that it's forcing our family, our household to kind of do is like focus a little bit more on what our intake is, like what it is that we're putting into our systems. And now that everybody's fighting over toilet paper, one of the concepts is, the more you eat, the more toilet paper you're gonna need. So, just being more conscientious over like forming like steady, like healthier patterns, and just in general, like there's sometimes that we eat a lot of fast food or just things that it's convenient, just to say it nicely. And so convenience doesn't always equal like the most healthy or, the best long-term option. So True. I think this pause right here, speaking for myself and my household once again, I think it definitely helped us do a little bit of a reset in terms of like, okay, let's take a quick pause and figure it out. Like things that we're taking for granted and things that are just like quote unquote normal as part of a routine right now is a perfect opportunity to be able to really chop it up and, dissect it, really analyze it. Like, is this still something that's going to be beneficial moving forward? Or is it something that we could start removing out of our daily, routine, so to speak?
Absolutely. And you know what you were just saying just made me think of another thing that's been going through my head a lot lately is just thinking about, the privileges that we have and how, like, we don't think about this stuff. Like, I've seen all this mental health advice and stuff for being in this shelter-in-place thing, and it's like, wow, like, you know, imagine what prisoners are dealing with. Imagine what working class people, they're out there grinding every day.
That's true, yeah.
Like farmers, you know what I mean? Like I was cruising down there through Castroville. The fields, you know, everybody's working. So it's like, think about the privileges you have if you can shelter in place, and how, for me, like, yeah, it's been really hard to just chill inside for 24 hours a day, but really that's nothing compared to what, you know, folks locked up got to deal with. And, you know, we're all trying to basically stay away from this threat to our lives. And so it also makes me think of refugees, people who are fleeing from terrible situations. And I hope that we all find more empathy and ways to advocate for those folks and take this as a lesson that you know, there's worse out there even. So,
no, I completely agree with you, bro. I think it's definitely a good moment in time to be able to take a time out, you know, and really just see how other countries' timelines are playing out, and realizing that this is not going to be a short-term thing. I mean, just out here in Monterey County, keeping it real and being honest about things, we just extended our stay in, you know, our shelter-in-place ordinance. Now it's through, I want to say it's through like early May, where before it was going to be ending like this upcoming Wednesday or so, right? So with all that in mind, like, yeah, so we need to play this a little bit by ear, so to speak, because it's going to keep changing. You know, I think it's like, it says until early May, or it could be amended or extended. So with all that in mind, like, sending a lot of love out to folks out there that are, you know, if you're still working, you know, definitely stay safe. If you're not working, then take that as a blessing and stay safe as well. You know, and just, again, hopefully we're all able to learn and grow out of this. Because I think it's kind of forcing us, you know, to kind of be a little uncomfortable. And I think if I think back to other like big changes in our modern day like society, I don't think we've ever felt something like this on our like soil, you know, not in our lifetime at least. You know, if we think back to like other generations, you know, of course there's been other illnesses, you know, whether that be polio, whether that be like, you know, smallpox for that matter. You know, I mean, there's so many things that I can reference. And so go for it.
Your life too, you know, that aren't necessarily, you know, a biological pandemic, but something else, right? It's like our ancestors have been through crazy things, man. And yeah.
That's kind of what I was referencing, right? I think this is giving us a little bit of a reality check. Hopefully it's a wake-up call on a good tip. I know that we have quote-unquote decent numbers in terms of like, you know, the healthcare system isn't overwhelmed, and, you know, like we're doing okay, so to speak. You know, like our rate of transmission isn't doubling. It's not exponentially, you know, growing out of hand. So
you mean locally?
Locally, of course. Yeah, I'm talking about here, you know, definitely Monterey County. I know Santa Cruz, you're a little bit ahead of us in terms of like the amount of folks who have contracted this, but I know that you're also doing a decent job. I mean, again, closing down the schools and, you know, doing all those it seems like it's unnecessary measures, inconvenient measures, you know, but at the same time, it's necessary because it's keeping our kids safe. It's keeping our family safe. So with all that in mind, man, a lot of love going out, you know, and that's what I want to always go back to, is want to remember to like keep that in focus, be compassionate, check in with folks. You know, it's a good opportunity to check in with people we haven't spoken to in a good minute. So, you know, it's a great opportunity to have you call in tonight for that matter, man. So thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yes.
And check in with your folks and just, you know, support each other. Stay connected somehow.
That is definitely the intent here, man. We're going to keep it definitely locked and loaded with all the love and all this beautiful music coming out of the 831. I know that you and Soular worked on a track called Quarantine. We need to get into a station ID here in about a minute or so. So let us know a little bit about that track, and then we'll do what we have to do for the station as well.
Word up. Well, first of all, that term quarantine is really interesting because a lot of people are using it right now. Even I'm using it. We made a song called Quarantine, but I want to remind folks that that's not really what's going on. We're not in a quarantine. You'd probably be really unhappy if you're in a real quarantine, right? But the track itself is kind of imagining the consequences for the most vulnerable people during this time. And also kind of imagining the kind of chain reaction that this could lead to that we don't want to. But, yeah, it's this track called Quarantine. just kind of touches on those kind of feelings of the madness of what is going on right now.
I hear you, man. So with all that in mind, let's go ahead and do this right here for the station. We have that track lined up. It's ready to go. And so if you're able to stick around a little bit longer, we're happy to have you. But for now, let's go ahead and do what we got to do, and we'll be right back in a few minutes. 831-758-5432. Once again, 831-758-KHDC. Keep it locked, y'all. We got one more hour to go. So much love again going out to everybody, y'all. Check it.
Taking vacations to space stations while I stay waiting for a shuttle. And yo, the atmosphere is they hating. All the poorer plates scraping. The government be great taping mouth shut. 2 detention centers where they house us. Keep your eyes closed, mind closed, blindfold. And now I only do what I'm told. This the spirit of a brown body trapped on this planet. Locked down in the midst of panic. Schizophrenic. Hella paranoia cause I stayed authentic. So they put me in the lab to study like a chemist in the glass tube. Till I'm wrapped up like some fast food. My only choice is that I gotta make a fast move. I start pounding on the glass to crash through.
Increase the dosage till this motherfucker cash rules.
My vision fade to black, let me ask you. Are you staring at a screen and thinking that's true?
Quarantine, running out the warranty, declaring a war on me. Quarantine, running out the warranty, declaring a war on me. Quarantine, running out the warranty, declaring a war on me. Quarantine, running out the warranty, declaring a war on me.
Eliminate the middleman, fiddling with the dividend. Ladies and gentlemen, lock your doors, don't let them in. Who sent you? It's a setup, you in for an adventure. Attention, a microscope, the tension thickens while your septum split. Sector to sector, dissected, better prepare. Gonna tell you the bits. Lethal tactics, automatic, only static emits. Radicalized, marginalized, stars gonna line, galaxies drift, you getting closer to mine. The forces combine, doors to the divine, sword of the sky. You hear the cries of fear in your eyes. At the snap of a finger, merciless like Sphinx, state of emergency. Bursting clean, time looking back like no reversing me. Couldn't figure me out in universities. Serpents emerging, hissing and lurking, picture me rolling, picture me perfect. Roll out the carpet, unravel the curtains, broken pieces of unspoken past, stolen land, forging the freedom that you supposed to have and hold it back.
Check it out. So right about now, we have started our, get these levels right in my headphones. We have just started our third hour of broadcast here. My Instagram live feed is completely done for the time being. It's just stuck on checking connection. But we still got Khan on the line here. We're listening right now to some very, very smooth sounds of K, the maestro. And yeah, before this, we were listening to Quarantine, brand new music that was released about a week ago. Brand new music featuring Soular. That right there was Khan and Soular. And yeah, it's OJ, music for the times right now.
Shout out OJ, the producer, the producer of the beat. He's with Beat Rock Music, if y'all know that. You were playing some B bar earlier.
Yes, definitely, man. Much love going out to everybody involved. I kind of always stay amazed at the amount of folks that continue to show love, that continue to just come together to be able to support one another and put out, classics. I mean, I know that it probably sounds biased coming from me because I'm such a big fan of this, but I do want to just acknowledge the fact that it's a big team effort. You know, it's not just one person doing this, and you know, big ups to that one person. Nah, this is a lot of love going on behind the scenes, a lot of collaborations going on, you know, throughout the decades. And so moving forward here, just want to again recognize that extensive network of open-minded individuals, you know, putting out quality music. And Khan, it's an honor to have you as always here, you know, on the airwaves with us.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you having me on. And it's always a good time talking to you. And hopefully we can connect in person, like, soon. But, you know, we're going to hold it down either way during these times.
I definitely look forward to that again, bro. The last time I was out in Santa Cruz with you was a lot of fun. And, you know, I can't wait to either have you back in Salinas or go out there and rock with you guys again in your own, you know, hometown, so to speak.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
All right, fam. So I have another one right here lined up. I actually have a handful from Code Switching, but the one that I wanted to talk about here was called Too Many Parrots featuring 1AM. Tell me a little bit about this track right here, man.
So I love that track. It's a collab with 1AM. It's just pretty much just a fun track, you know, kind of getting lyrically braggadocious a little bit. And it's about staying original, you know, staying original in hip-hop, doing your own thing. And not just trying to imitate like the parrots be doing. And it's produced by Kai
Word.
on the beat. Shout out to Kai. That's the homie right there.
Definitely. Much love going out to Kai. I know that he also released something today. It happens to be April 4th, so that 4/4 is a tribute to the 4/4 rhythm within hip-hop, boom bap. I mean, it's just universal there. So
yeah, that's 404 SP. That's the sampler.
That too, huh? Ooh, I see what he did there. All right. Do you know what his Instagram name is? Just to get folks out there to go check out his stuff as well.
I think it's like kaibg.bandcamp.com. You should check him out on Instagram, kaibg. Really dopeness. Dope. Smooth beat.
Dope, man. So once again, I'm trying to multitask here. It looks like my Instagram just came on. So much love going out to everybody tuning in on that digital feed. You get a little bit of a preview behind the scenes of what goes on here to run the show. Tonight we have Khan joining us as a caller. We're practicing sheltering in place, which means everybody's safe in their own vicinity, in their own community, in their own, you know, disinfected space, so to speak. We're trying to prevent the spread of illness right now. So typically we'd be having him here live in studio. We'd be hanging out here until midnight and just, you know, having some off-air conversations. And unfortunately today, everything is just on air. We're putting it all out there. We didn't hold anything back. Brand new music that he's just put out is called Code Switching. So go check out 209con.bandcamp.com. Is that right? Con 209.
209, yeah.
All right. So KHAN 209.bandcamp.com. For everybody out there listening, please go check that out. You get the full preview of the whole project. And if you want to send anything his way, it's always welcomed right now, especially working within education and doing what he does for the community, for the future generations. It's always appreciated. So Con, any other closing thoughts you want to share with folks out there?
Nah, just everyone, you know, stay cool, stay healthy, stay creative, and we're going to be all right, you know what I'm saying? So thanks for having me on there, brother.
Definitely, man. We're definitely going to give your music some more plays here. Again, Code Switching is brand new music. We're going to get into Too Many Parrots right now featuring 1AM. Khan based out of Santa Cruz presently, and 1AM based out of Gilroy, California. So showing love to that hometown / local 831 hip-hop sound and keeping it locked here. 90.9 FM, Salinas, California. 104.1 FM out there in San Benito County. Worldwide at SaturdaySesh.com. And you can find me on Instagram, when technology permits, at EME7. We're live right now, so definitely stop by, shoot me some questions, kind of just give me the behind the scenes, you know, thoughts, what's really going on, and then we'll bring that to the airwaves. Much love going out to everybody. Keep it locked, y'all. 831-758-5432, 831-758-KHDC.
I study like it's Rap Academy. I hold it down like gravity. I get you lifted like a rainforest canopy. If you're not understanding me, then turn it up.